I've been rolling for a minute and a half now. All right. Peace, y'all. What's going on? It's your man, SoulMan IT. Welcome and welcome back to the channel and to the podcast. We are rolling. We are live. Probably should have drank some water before I did that, but hold up. All right, there we go. All right, I got a show lined up here for you today. A lot of stuff happening in the world, and yeah, just be safe out there, yo. That's each podcast, and trying to prepare for that. The more trying not to do, be a political podcast. There's just too much stuff going on in that arena, and just in world leadership, and however you want to brand it. That's just happening. But yeah, let's get right into it. As you can tell, your man is bald now. It was coming. I don't know if y'all saw that coming or whatever like that, but some folks have been not as, they're supportive, but they're just like, yo, I miss the long hair. What happened? I'm not having a meltdown, just so everybody's aware. When I've cut my hair in the past, I wasn't having a meltdown. So I just needed to say that. I'm glad I have a platform now where I can clear that up, because some of y'all was just mean at best. I've had bald hair in the past, or rather no hair, right? I've been bald in the past. I've had a mohawk a couple times. I've done braids a couple times. My hair is just not built for braids. And up here, more so in the middle, like, hair just does not want to grow. In the same way everything else on the side does. So like at some point I'd be looking like the Black Doc Brown from Back to the Future, and we just not having that. Yeah, so it was time coming from that perspective. The other side of it was the sad to say, not sad to say, I don't know. How you present yourself can sometimes dictate how others receive you, right? So I know, for instance, like when it's come to my weight, if you look at like older videos from basically 2024, mid 2024, going back, you'll see that I was skinny, like big ass head here, little old body and all of that. Nothing that you're seeing now that looks, I would argue, a bit more balanced. I've been told I have a dad bod now, and I accept that. You know what I mean? But the point being is, I didn't have that before. Well, I didn't start gaining weight. I had dental issues, financial issues that contributed to me not just eating on a regular and consistent basis, basically. So when I started gaining weight, I remember I went I went out to eat one day, saw a guy I hadn't seen in a minute, and he's like, "Oh man, you've grown up." And it just tells you how people have been seeing you and looking at you this whole time, right? And I don't think there was like any ill will in what he said. It's just funny because like, we're pretty much like the same age. So, you telling me like I've grown up tells me you've been looking at me like little bro and stuff like this whole time. And it's not to say that I haven't had to do my own self-reflective journey of seeing how I can contribute to that when it comes to other folks. But the more you get that out of your system or your life, whatever, like you contributing to it, people shouldn't still be trying to do that if they have known you at that point. And if they don't know you at that point and they doing that, well, that shows you, another thing. Really deep dive into why I got a haircut that you didn't ask for, but I knew everybody was going to ask, what happened to you, your hair and stuff with your bald, fake common looking self, right? So, yeah, haircut has been achieved, new things for 2026. Moving on, J. Cole dropped an EP out of nowhere, right? He just dropped this joint. Let me bring this up for y'all to be able to see. Boom. He just dropped Birthday Blizzard 26, 5 songs on there. I started listening to it and I was going to be like, all right, I'm going to give y'all a review that way. But instead, no, we're going to take a listen to this right now. And if you want to listen to the full version of this episode in which you'll be able to hear the reaction, go join the Patreon. You'll be able to hear it on there. But I do want to be able to react to this and get that old school mixtape feel, us vibe to it, and just listen to it. What I already heard the first song, Bronx Zoo Freestyle, and J. Cole is mad. He's not mad. I'm I'm playing. He's going in, is what I'm getting at. If I'm just basing it off of the first song alone. And that's kind of why I wanted to stop listening to the whole joint, and we just listen to it together, and you get my reaction in real time. So yeah. For those of you who are on YouTube, you'll see a different version of this. Otherwise, everybody else, you'll obviously be seeing this on Patreon. So yeah, let's take a listen. I'm gonna be listening to this in my headphones. Personally, okay, hold up. I don't even mean to stop it there. But when anybody takes this track, it starts, you know, it's business when they take this track, and obviously, you know, I'm just looking at it like that. You got Biggie literally in the background just talking, right? But yeah, here we go. Yeah, he snapped on that one. Bronx Zoo, he snapped on that one. Basically, he's saying like, yo, I'm an animal, I'm a monster on this joint so much so you need to lock me up in Bronx Zoo. That's crazy. That's crazy. Shout out to Cole for that one there. All right, next one here, Golden Goose Freestyle. Jake. Man, I love punchlines. I really do. I really do. He has some. He didn't go crazy on that one, like he did, at least energy wise, like he did on Bronx Zoo. But definitely got some lines in there, some nice little setups. I like. This is J. Cole in his bag right now. I like it. All right, next joint, Winter Storm Freestyle. That was nice there. That was cool. Kind of just like Golden Goose. He was flowing on there. I think the one of the things I'm liking so far and what I'm hearing is just him and his ability to zero in on a rhyme scheme and just kill it. Just knock it out the park and then move to another one while maintaining a similar flow, and just his transitions are awesome. All right, we got the last song here, 99 Build Freestyle. Wait a minute. Wait. Was that a shot at Kendrick? Was that? Run the shit back. For those who don't know why I'm doing this, Rigor Mortis is a Kendrick song. Man. Hey, yo. Okay. All right. Shout out to J. Cole, man. That was Birthday Blizzard. We just got done listening to all 4 tracks: Bronx Zoo Freestyle, Golden Goose Freestyle, Winter Storm Freestyle, and 99 Build Freestyle. And yeah, I think Bronx Zoo is probably my favorite off of this joint. I like how he ended it though. That 99 Build Freestyle. There was definitely some shots. I don't think in a way of malice, but there was definitely shots in relation to the Kendrick situation, and just, you know, he addressed it in a more general way about specific situations and takes and narratives around them. So, and I like that approach. You know, I'm interested to see what the fall off got. As he said, you know, hey, it's the fall off. I think he said it was February 6th is when it's dropping. You can cop the joint we just listened to, Birthday Blizzard 26. If you go to thefalloff.com and go to the digital section, it's on there. I believe it's pay. I think it's pay what you want. No, it's $1 or more. You got to pay $1 or more to get it. I put 5 on it. So definitely support the brother. This is awesome to just be able to hear mixtapes again. I haven't heard this kind of stuff since when I was coming up and mixtapes was still a thing. I think like the last era would have been what, Dat Piff? maybe. There might have been like some other places where you could get mixtapes, like maybe like on Audio Mac or something like that. But yeah, dope project. If I had to, I know on the Joe Budden podcast, Mark Lamont Hill, he's like when he rates stuff, he's been going by the Source 5 mic rating system. So I think it's only right here that we rate things by the status of in the value of a Mark Lamont Hill. So I would give this project 4 out of 5 Mark Lamont Hills. So we'll do something like graphic wise for the thumbnail. But yeah, 4 out of 5. Definitely give that. I don't think it was meant to be, let me shoot for 5 out of 5 or something like this here. For a 4-track, freestyles over, other artists' beats, and you're, essentially doing the mixtape vibe with this here. This is just pretty dope. So again, yeah, shout outs to J. Cole for dropping the new EP. Moving on, y'all, in more music news, Mass Appeal launches Imagine That along with Nas. So Nas and Mass Appeal, according here to hotnewhiphop.com, Nas Mass Appeal is back with another engaging campaign called Imagine That, a fan-focused platform that lets imaginations run wild. Nas and Mass Appeal are cooking something special once again, less than a year after their Legend Has It campaign. The New York Icons label is launching a new initiative called Imagine That. The title, which was potentially inspired by Nas' If I Ruled the World, Imagine That, is a fitting one as this allows for the fans to let their voices be heard about their dream collaborations. This looks to be really dope, y'all. For real. I'll leave a link down below in the description. So if y'all want to fill this out, by all means, please do. There's a link that you can go to, and it's a place where users can include up to 4 artists and producers and submit their creations to Mass Appeal on Instagram. You start by clicking on the aforementioned link and filling out the form. Then you download the generated graphic of your collab and post it to your IG while tagging Mass Appeal Records or Mass Appeal RECS. So I will bring up actually the one that we did. Okay, here we go, y'all. So you see here, if you come here, imagine that .massappealrex.com. We're going to come right here. A fan power platform where Mass Appeal turns your dream collaborations into reality. Got a dream collab, right? So we filled ours out already here, right? So there's this artist I know, SoulMan IT, really awesome MC and producer. You guys should really check him out. He's on streaming platforms except for Spotify and their evil selves. But everywhere else you can listen to him, right? Especially like on Bandcamp, you should definitely go there and listen to him. But yeah, SoulMan IT, Skyzoo, awesome MC. I've been listening to him since he battled Jin on 106 in Park back in the day. Fontigolo, New Tigolo. And then Odyssey, can't forget my brother from another mother, Odyssey. We're not really brothers from another mother, but Odyssey. Yes, these are artists that I think would be awesome on a song together with production from either Odyssey or Black Milk. I think that's fair. I think it's definitely fair. Yeah, so we're just going to do this by connecting. Yep. Submit. Generating my graphic. Ooh. And that's how that works. Okay. And then we just download it, and then we tag Mass Appeal Rex for a chance to have the wish granted. Oh, isn't that nice? Let's go, y'all. All right. We're going to download the graphic, and we'll upload it and send it. All right, y'all. Moving on, we're going to get into the heavy topics. This past week was another doozy, to say the least. We're going to start with Don Lemon and 3 others being detained by the FBI. As of this morning, Don Lemon has been released, and he did release a statement. But I'll read here from CBS News. All right, so we're reading here from CBSNews.com. Journalist Don Lemon was arrested overnight in Los Angeles on Friday. The arrest comes nearly 2 weeks after Lemon was at an anti-ICE protest that disrupted a service at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. A source familiar with the matter said a grand jury was impaneled Thursday. The FBI and Homeland Security Investigations, a law enforcement agency within the Department of Homeland Security, were involved in the arrest. Lemon appeared in federal court in L.A. on Friday afternoon, where he was released on his own recognizance without posting bond. The charges are related to a protest in which demonstrators entered St. Paul's City's church after discovering that one of its pastors is an ICE official. According to court documents, Lemon and 8 co-defendants were all indicted on 1 count each of conspiracy against religious freedom at a place of worship and injuring, intimidating and interfering with the exercise of the right of religious freedom at a place of worship. He did not enter a plea on Friday. His next hearing is scheduled for February 9th in federal court in Minneapolis. He does not have to report to probation or pretrial services for supervision, the judge said. Court permission is required for international travel, with the exception of a pre-planned trip to France in June. He must also avoid contact with known victims or witnesses and known co-defendants. This is his statement here. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I've been doing for the last 30 years, and that is covering the news, Lemon told reporters outside the courthouse following the hearing. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them, and I will not be silenced. I look forward to my day in court. Also a statement from Ab Lowell, Lemon's lawyer. Previously confirmed he was in L.A. to cover this weekend's Grammy Awards. Don has been a journalist for 30 years, and his constitutionally protected work in Minneapolis was no different than what he has always done, Lowe said in a statement. The First Amendment exists to protect journalists whose role it is to shine light on the truth and hold those in power accountable. There's no more important time for people like Don to be doing this work. So another thing here, it says, the indictment also alleges that Lemon and 2 co-defendants largely surrounded the pastor in an attempt to oppress and intimidate him, and that Lemon and the protesters ignored the pastor's request that they leave the church. At one point, the document reads, Lemon stood near the main door of the church and allegedly confronted some congregants and physically obstructed them as they tried to leave. Let's see. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said in a statement Friday morning, shared to social media, that federal agents arrested Lemon and 3 of his co-defendants in connection with the coordinated attack on City's church in St. Paul, Minnesota. They were identified as Jamil Liddell Lundy, Traherne Jean Cruz, and Georgia Elise Fort, Bondi said. Lundy, Fort, and Cruz all had their initial appearances in Minnesota federal court Friday, and they were all released on personal recognizance bonds. Let's see. The Justice Department has arrested at least 7 of the 9 co-defendants in the case. Nakima Levy Armstrong, former president for the Twin Cities chapter of the NAACP, and Chantel Louisa Allen, an elected member of the St. Paul School Board, along with William Kelly, were arrested last week. Let's see here. Although Lemon's factual assertions and DOJ's justifications must be tested in court, this case could set a dangerous precedent for charging reporters who cover protests for the conduct of the protesters if there was any prior communications with the protesters, and could even expose American journalists embedded with the U.S. military to being charged with war crimes along with soldiers who may commit such crimes, said Julius Nam, a former federal prosecutor who handled civil rights cases. This is like super wild. But I'm not, like I've said numerous times here, man. Like, I'm not surprised at what's going on. I don't think a lot of folks are surprised. I mean, if you're shocked still at this point, it's kind of like, I don't know really what else to tell you. It's just like schoolyard tactics, neighborhood tactics on a world scale, a national level, a local level, a national level, and an international level. And you're just seeing that play out. And yeah, I think it is concerning. Like, what happens to the role of journalism? Because journalistic integrity is already in the gutter when it comes to a lot of news outlets. Like, they've already formed political alignments when the alignment is supposed to be to the truth and to the facts and to the story, right? And not let me sway the public this way. Let me put this propaganda or messaging to do that. Like it's just like literally some comic book stuff, y'all. Like it's just maniacal people sitting in rooms thinking of like how to come up with these dastardly ideas, and then make them come to life. They're serious. They're committed. The irony in charging someone like Don Lemon with violating like federally charging him with a crime and saying that he's violating civil rights. This dude he's covered numerous things on civil rights. So the irony of it, where the irony is they're doing that on purpose. It's it's more of like a fu to him, because like it could have been any other charges other than something like that they would have tried to throw at him. It didn't have to be civil rights ones specifically, is what I'm saying. Not saying that he's guilty. It's just the fact that they wanted to charge him, but they're going to charge him with that, and there's a there's a sadisticness that's there to doing that, is what I'm getting at. I'm glad that sorry. I'm glad that they're out for now. Unfortunately, I have to say it like that, but I'm glad that they're out now. But the battle for them is still not over, and I'll be watching this closely to see what happens and what comes of this, because you're just seeing basically the rights of Americans like being stripped away if you don't believe a certain thing. You're seeing it all across the board. If you don't believe in these set of ideals, then we're going to take this away from you, or take this away from you, or press you, or whatever. So please be careful out there, y'all. If your job is to report the news and the facts and all of that, I would say keep doing your job. But just be smart and be safe when you do this, because there's anytime you can disappear. Moving on, our next story deals with Ilhan Omar, who was attacked recently at a town hall meeting that she had given. Let me bring this up here. This is from the AP News. Try to get some of these ads out of the way. All right, we have here a man who squirted apple cider vinegar on Omar is charged with assaulting and intimidating her. Is that what it was? So if y'all didn't see the video, this guy walks up to Ilhan while she's at the podium and like squirts this. From what they said, it was like a smelling odor at her, and now they're saying it's apple cider vinegar. Well, I'm just seeing it's apple cider vinegar. Let's see. The Justice Department has charged a man who squirted apple cider vinegar on Democratic U.S. Rep Ilhan Omar at an event in Minneapolis, according to court papers made public Tuesday. The man arrested for Tuesday's attack, Anthony Kazmierzak, faces a charge of forcibly assaulting, opposing, impeding, and intimidating Omar, according to a complaint filed in federal court. Authorities determined that the substance was water and apple cider vinegar, according to an affidavit. After Kazmierzak sprayed Omar with the liquid, he appeared to say, "She's not resigning. You're splitting Minnesotans apart," the affidavit says. Authorities also say that Kazmierzak told a close associate several years ago that somebody should kill Omar. Oh, my Lord. Kazmierzak appeared briefly in federal court Thursday afternoon. His attorney told the judge her client was unmedicated at the time of the incident and has not had access to the medications he needs to treat Parkinson's disease and other serious conditions he suffers from. U.S. Magistrate Judge Dulce Foster ordered that Kazmierzak remain in custody and told officials he needs to see a nurse when he is transferred to the Sherburne County Jail. Man, like, that's why I keep saying to be safe, because that's a load of bullshit. I got folks in my family with Parkinson's. I know people with Parkinson's. Parkinson's don't make you do that. Like, to blame it on things that other people are actually going through and suffering from and dealing with and learning how to navigate, as opposed to just saying, yeah, I did that shit. I'm guilty. I did it because I don't like her, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's I'm glad she's all right at the end of the day. I'm glad she's okay. I'm not gonna hold y'all and say that I don't fear for the sister, because I do. And she on some other type of time. She got a whole different type of heart and courage being out there. When folks can just do this and come up to you, my suggestion for folks is like, yo, this is the time to get security. Like, it is no different than I have to bring up Mark again, Mark Lamont Hill, but when he talked about that last year, his incidents that he's had with people. Not that there's like a whole list, as far as I remember. There's not like a whole list of people or incidents that he went through, but when you're a person of the people and you're trying to be of the people, like, man, they still find some way to get you. So you need to, protect yourself. The people around you got to have them protected. It's a different ball game dealing with cats that will get physical if they don't like what you say. You're not dealing with people that want to sit there and debate you with words. They'd rather debate you with bats and other objects and shit. So yeah, I'm glad the sister is safe. Our thoughts, our prayers, our support is with her. And anybody who is exercising their freedom of speech, you should be able to do that peacefully. You should be able to do that without fear, without prejudice, without fear of assault or whatever may have you. On that note, gang, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with the rest of our show.
In a world full of copy and paste style, Fresh Air Flavor brings you something real. Welcome to the Fresh Air Flavor catalog, home of SoulMan IT, Pubnanigans, and home arcade classics. From cozy hoodies to classic tees and everyday coffee mugs, this gear is made for gamers, artists, and culture builders alike. No hype, just heart, heritage, and high-quality design. Visit freshairflavor.com/catalog and wear what you represent.
All right, my friends, we are back. Thank you for watching that. We're going to move on to TikTok. TikTok just got acquired by American investors, and it was approved by the president. So I'm going to bring up here, this is on CNN. All right. And everybody's got all these. All right. The Trump-approved U.S. TikTok is off to a rough start. Yes, it is. TikTok's new U.S. business, led by a group of mainly American investors approved by President Donald Trump, is off to an inauspicious start. The wildly popular TikTok app has been on the fritz for several days, while other social media sites have been full of speculation that Trump-aligned joint venture is suppressing criticism. TikTok insists otherwise and says the trouble stemmed from a power outage at a data center belonging to Oracle, one of the key investors in the U.S. entity. TikTok said Tuesday morning that it has made significant progress restoring service on the platform, but users may still have some technical issues, including when posting new content. Now, the data stuff happening and them saying like power outages or whatever like that, that's not the issue people are complaining about. Check this. Other TikTok users have said the app won't allow them to send the word Epstein in their direct messages. Enough people complained about that issue that a U.S. TikTok representative told NPR, "We don't have rules against sharing the name Epstein in direct messages and are investigating why some users are experiencing this issue." In some ways, the current TikTok controversy is the inverse of the conservative outcry over alleged deplatforming and shadow banning in the Biden years. Some of that was real, some of it was exaggerated, some of it was just imagined, and all of it became a potent, highly motivating political narrative. Now, that wasn't just the only issue. The other issue that came up was this here, the privacy policy, which was stated here, according to CBS News. The privacy policy previously, before the new transition in ownership, was similar to what we have now, which means the Chinese was also gathering the same data that this administration is gathering, and this is what it is here. Because I think that's important to note, because this isn't something where people can just be like, oh, it was just the Chinese doing it. Like, no. All right, so what TikTok collects under its new privacy policies. Some TikTok users are also expressing concern about the types of personal information the app says it may collect, although its previous privacy policy disclosed that it might collect the same types of data. Under both the new and previous policies, TikTok said it may collect users' racial or ethnic origin, national origin, religious beliefs, mental health diagnosis, physical health diagnosis, sexual life, sexual orientation, status as transgender, status as non-binary, citizenship status, immigration status, financial information, government-issued ID numbers such as a driver's license number. Yo. But the new policy also changes how TikTok describes its handling of sensitive data. The company now states that it processes such sensitive personal information in accordance with applicable law. Yeah, but y'all keep changing the laws so y'all can basically sell our data off to like whoever the hell y'all want to sell it off to. And then we're supposed to just be cool with all that. Like, nah. Like, this is why I'm not on TikTok. Like, I have an account there. I deleted the app off my phone. I don't need all of like their GPS location stuff where they're allowed to, whereas some apps allow you to be tracked just on the map, right? So like when you think of like Uber or Lyft, when you go to order Uber or Lyft and it shows you the map location and where you want to set your pin at, right? That's it. Like you get maybe that level of detail as it relates to the building that you're at. In this case, they're able to see exactly what floor you're on, what room you're in, what altitude, like on. Why do you need that information? Like, why do you need it? What databases are y'all creating, and for what purpose? People should be asking questions for real. But yeah, that's what's going on with TikTok. I would advise folks to not use TikTok if this is what they're doing. And if there's an app that you know that is doing this, stop using it. What this will bring up now is the more that social media becomes one of the main ways, it already is one of the main ways of marketing, but the more they become politicized in what they do, you as a business, as an entrepreneur, are now faced with ethical and moral issues, like actual ones, that can and will affect your bottom line and possibly the future of what you do for a living. So I think that is important to note. Aside from aside from your privacy rights as a human being on this planet, and then you as a citizen of this country, how it affects what you do, with money is also important. I'm not going to say it's more important than that. But there are mega points. There are main points. There's not just one point that is present with what's going on here with all this social media stuff. Also, in other tech news, Amazon lays off 16,000 workers. And I'm sure, as you can tell, people are pissed off. All right, so I'm going to read this here from CNBC. Amazon laying off about 16,000 corporate workers in latest anti-bureaucracy push. Amazon's laying off about 16,000 workers in latest push to reduce bureaucracy. It marks the second round of mass job cuts at the company since last October. A day earlier, some employees in Amazon's cloud unit received an email sent in an apparent error acknowledging organizational changes at the company. In a blog post, the company wrote that the layoffs were part of an ongoing effort to strengthen our organization by reducing layers, increasing ownership, and removing bureaucracy. That coincides with a push to invest heavily in artificial intelligence. The job reductions come just a few months after October's layoffs, when 14,000 employees were let go across Amazon's corporate workforce. At the time, the company indicated the cuts would continue into 2026 as it found additional places we can remove layers. Beth Galetti, Amazon's Senior Vice President of People Experience and Technology, that's a mouthful, didn't rule out more job cuts in the future, but said the company isn't trying to create a new rhythm of broad layoffs every few months. I mean, right now you're 2 for 2, so that's not our plan, Galetti wrote in the blog post. But just as we always have, every team will continue to evaluate the ownership, speed, and capacity to invent for customers and make adjustments as appropriate. So, AKA, look, as long as the bottom line and the margins is this and we're going up with money, we're going to keep cutting people. That's what I heard. Let's see. Amazon had about 1.58 million employees as of the end of its third quarter. My God. That figure is primarily made up of warehouse and logistic workers. The 30,000 jobs cut since October represent about 10% of its corporate and tech workforce, which comprises about 350,000 people. Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, AI will always be used right now as the boogeyman by corporations and enterprises, especially to fire people. It's just being used as an excuse. My issue with it is, like I watch a lot of AI based stuff, in the YouTube space. I watch, there's just an interview of on Diary of a CEO with the engineer that came up with AI safety, like coined the phrase, not the actual field of it, as it says in the interview. I'll watch something like that. Then I'll watch just stuff that might be opposite of what he's saying, just to get all these different like expert opinions on what's going on. I'm saying all that because in my travels and watching some of the stuff, one thing that has come up is, what evidence do we have of the automation that is allegedly at play producing the success that its owners keep saying that we'll get? Where is the evidence of that, right? Like, in the sense of, like, drivers, for instance, are the most that's the most occupied job, and I was gonna say popular. It's the most occupied job in the world is driving, right? And when you think of like ride sharing, or like taxi cab type of services, those are being replaced right now by automated cars that can self drive, right? So I see it there, right? I haven't seen it widely adopted just yet, but if you see it like in LA, or if you see it like here in Pittsburgh or wherever where you have self-driving cars, it's only a time before it's there in mass, right? As far as these different systems replacing people in mass where you see the transition, I'm not seeing that yet. I'm not seeing the evidence of any of that. For all the cutbacks that you're doing, aside from you saving money that you would have, that you're saving from firing them, where's the productivity? Where does it match up that justifies you doing it? Are you just like ordering AI and then you install them in it and then you're like, okay, it's installed. all right, 16,000 of y'all, you're going. Like, have you even proven that this works for you to justify firing 16,000? Or are you just getting this installed and then they're telling you, oh, it's going to be great and returns will be this and blah, blah, blah. Like, at the end of the day, it's people who are controlling AI and making AI saying that all of our jobs are basically going to be obsolete and giving no explanation of a system that deals with that. Okay, all our jobs are going to be obsolete, so then our motivation and interests in life don't exist anymore because y'all said. And yeah, no, I'm not going with this. You most of y'all don't even view the aspect of us being human in the same way. So I'm not even trying to listen to folks who are Earthlings but think they're from Jupiter. Like, get out of here. Like, no. Sorry for that rant. Sorry, not sorry, because I'm blue collar to the casket drop all the way. Even if I get to a certain point of money and whatever, like, working man all day long. It baffles me, y'all. It just baffles me. All right, moving on from being baffled, we're going to move on to our beat making segment. Keep the beat going. This is our music making segment. This is taken from the live stream this past week, past Sunday that we had. So enjoy. Okay. So we got Clever Experience, King Arthur.
Do you know the story of King Arthur? Well, it's like you're Guinevere and I'm Sir Lancelot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You already know what's about to happen. All right. About to have some Dipset sound and stuff now. Hold up, let me lower it. Whoa. Man, that's going to be crazy to do. Let's try it. Oh, shucks. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's all I'm doing. Oh, we'll clean it up. Come on. Let's add that. Yep. Yeah. Hold up. I like this for the verse now. Hold up. Boom, boom. Okay. Run it back. Thank you for the 4 likes, y'all. Yeah. Let's add some added percussion. That was me, by the way, just in case anybody was like, is someone knocking at my door? That was me. I'm sorry. Kind of.
Okay.
All right, my friends. That is going to be it for our segments on today's show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for leaving comments, and for those of you who've been watching the podcast and supporting the channel, thank you. Thank you for joining me on this journey into being someone who shares stories and conversations and reports on the news. I did go to school for communications at one point, and now I'm being able to use some of that stuff. And I've always been a communications media kid in a communications media household. My parents met at the radio station that my dad made, so it's in your blood, But yeah, thank y'all for being here on the journey, on the road with your man. This week, I'm looking forward to, I got a show tomorrow, Sunday, February 1st, here in Pittsburgh at the East Liberty Presbyterian Church. I'll be performing along with my other fellow teaching artists there at the church in East Liberty. So check out the website, or check out the Instagram, rather, and you'll be able to see more information there if you're in the area. Also got some new uploads on my gaming channels for SoulMan Plays and Pubnanigans. New stuff on there. Trying to get a consistent schedule for recording and streaming, and then therefore editing days. So as you guys know here, we're trying to move the podcast to 2 times a week of recording and then uploading. For Pubnanigans, I stream actually in an hour from now with my community on the weekends. And then on Thursday, I also just play. And if there's someone who wants to play, we can do that too. And I just started playing Arc Raiders. Awesome game. I'll be playing more of that. I'm just trying to figure out how do I fit that into the schedule now, along with what I just do for work. So if you notice, most of my streaming recording is being done mid to late afternoon into the evening time, so I can have that morning time to do my work and things like that on my work days. But yeah, enough of my work schedule, my work-life balance for y'all. That's what I'm looking forward to. What are y'all looking forward to for this week? Again, I thank y'all for your support. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. If there's anything you guys want to see here on the show, let me know. Again, we do have the Patreon. That's a way you can support the channel. Visit the Patreon. Link is down below in the description. My aim with that for right now is to build a core community around this show and the channel, not just SoulMan IT, but the different things I am producing and wish to produce, and have a way where I can be able to do that, and an audience that wants to see that, wants to listen, wants to have media that's made, and also a way for if I'm able to help others, like media consultations or media literacy, I can do that. Excuse me. So yeah, make sure you sign up to the Patreon. The more that this grows, the more I'll be able to have more content that's on there. I'll be able to get a co-host or 2 or 3. I don't know how many, but That's the goal. That's the aim, to be able to have my own network, studio, channel, all that kind of setup, especially in this kind of industry and climate that's forever changing. You know, being in the tech media side of things means you will have some kind of staying power, although I might be replaced by AI someday. Let's all hope not. But yeah. Till the next time, y'all, it's your man SoulMan IT. Y'all be safe out there. Say you love you to your family, your friends, your loved ones. Do that thing that you've been wanting to do. Get yourself right. Ramadan is coming up this month for us in February, where we will be getting right for the whole month, and the objective to get that mentality, that that fine-tunedness of yourself, to carry that on throughout the year and throughout the rest of your life. So let's gear up and get ready, y'all. I'm losing my voice right now. I gotta get some more water, but I might as well just wrap it up. It's your man SoulMan IT. Until next time, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. I'm out. Peace.